Alright, Biofan09 asks, 1 horse-sized duck versus 100 duck-sized horses. Why? Wait. What am I asking? Am I answering why there is 1 horse-sized duck and why he is facing 100 duck-sized horses? The hell if I know. Or are you saying who's the winner and why do I think he's the winner? The hell if I know. I have no idea. 1 duck-sized horse, or 1 horse-sized duck versus. Okay, why does that keep popping up? What are you? What are you? Seriously? What is that? Obviously they can see it. That's what they're shooting at. That makes no sense to me. Anyway. I say 100 duck-sized horses. Why? I don't know. Because they can use their venom. What? Dude, if you're gonna give me 100 duck-sized horses, I'm gonna give them venom. In all seriousness, what did you want to be when you were growing up? And this is also from Biofan. All sorts of things, honestly. Got you. I wanted to be all sorts of things growing up. But mostly an actor, I suppose. I guess I grew up wanting to be an actor. Have you ever not been a thief character? Well, sure. A lot of my Iron Man runs have not been thief characters, but I enjoy thief characters, so I play them a lot. Because to me, they're the most interesting. Mages are fun. Warriors are just kind of boring to me. Warriors are just bleh. I mean, because all you do is swing a weapon. I'm not saying that warriors can not be interesting, and I've played some interesting warriors, but they, to me, are the most boring class. So, I enjoy thieves because of the options it gives you in the gameplay. I just enjoy. So, what else did you got? This is still from Biofan. If you had to be... Oh, no, wait. Am I excited for Gun Gale Online, Season 2 of Sword Art Online? There's a Season 2 of Sword Art Online? What? What? I'm excited now. I forgot about that question. I must have missed that when I put that in this paper. I'm curious if it's going to follow the same main characters, because I loved the main characters in Sword Art Online. And if so, I'm very excited. Let's see. If you had to... Hang on. Can't read this. If you had to hire one of your own characters to steal something, who would you choose? I guess Squeeper. He's pretty damn successful. Most badass gaming moment. Let me think about that for a second. Hang on. Gotta think. Well, okay. I have to say my most badass gaming moment is not going to be anything new to 90% of you. But for me and my skill, it's this. And it's not anything on an LP. This happened long before I started Let's Playing. But I was playing Halo 2. And I was not good at Halo 2. In fact, when am I ever good at anything? Let's be honest here. But I was playing Halo 2 Team Capture the Flag, I believe is what we were playing. And how do I get there? And it was 4-on-4, and I was guarding the flag, and my entire team had gotten wiped out, and they were respawning or something. All I remember is I was the only one in the room, and all 4 of the other team bum rushed the bunker. I forget the name of the map. It's the one with the giant kind of fan in the middle. And they bum rushed the bunker, and I remember I was hiding up against the wall. The first one ran past me. They ran past me like in a line. They like basically bum rushed it. And this first one ran past me. I sticky grenaded the second one, which killed the first two, meleeed the third, and shotgunned the fourth to death. I was so proud of myself. It was a good feeling. Took down all four of them, didn't even get touched. It was brilliant. And I proceeded to go the rest of my entire Halo career without ever such of a repeat of such a skill. I think I used up all the skill that was allotted to me in that one instant. So, okay, Striker asks, if you could have one team other than the Earth Defenders win the Tenkaichi Bowl, who would it be and why? It'd be the Valkyries, just because the Valkyries have always been my second favorite team. They've been my home away from home team kind of thing. I've always enjoyed the Valkyries and the characters on the Valkyries, so it would definitely be them. Not them, probably Dragon Ball Warriors, because damn it, they deserve one. Alright. Corin Falk asks, will you be showing your face in this Q&A? No. I'll be showing you his face. His. No, I won't. Okay, I guess I won't be showing you his face either. I don't show my face too much because I don't think it's really important. I really don't. I don't think that my face is important to your Let's Playing experience. In fact, it can be detrimental to a lot of people's Let's Playing experience because they envision me a certain way. And when I show my face and it's not what they envision, it kind of breaks their mental zen, I guess is what you would say. Fran PR95 says, what was something you thought would be a great idea, but when you tried it completely failed or did not meet up to your expectations? Huh. Let me think here. Let me gotta think. I'm sure there are tons of these. Give me a second. I'm really gonna have to think about this for a second, because I mean, I'm sure there's tons of things. I just... Oop, hello. What's going on?
The scientists were nowhere to be found, but I kept looking, hoping to find some clue that would lead me to them.
Oh, great. Good job there. Wow. Really gotta make those shots a bit faster, I think. Gosh, hang on. I'm trying to think of a good one that I thought would be a good idea, and it turned out not to be one at all. Why am I having so much trouble thinking of something? Okay. Here's one, I guess. And it's one that some of you will know. Whoopsie. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was Donkasu. BAM! Haegyun once made me donkasu, which is a Korean dish that is, oh, so good. And I love it so much. And, I remember when she made it for me, I jumped for joy. Thinking that, you know, not only was I being a bit silly and a bit kiddish, but I thought it would really show my appreciation for her making that for me. And, when I jumped for joy, I forgot that there was a lampshade above me, and I jumped headfirst into the lamp and severely pulled a muscle in my neck, which put me into pain and discomfort for several days. So that was a really bad idea. An idea that I thought would be a good idea at the time turned out not so much. Ugh. I don't have the time to aim for these guys. Whoa, what just happened? I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Got him! Ooh, in the eyeball. Alright, let's reload. Alright, let's see. Okay, so the Luiginator said, out of all of the seasons you've worked on, including season 5, which one gave you the most trouble between everything that was going on? Probably season 2. I would say season 4 gave me the most trouble editing. Even though this season, season 5, has massive editing constraints and a lot of stuff I need to do, I'm more used to it. Season 4, I had to get used to adding in all the graphics and all that stuff. Now I'm more used to such things. But I think season 2 gave me the most problems overall because it was the first season we used custom abilities, and trying to balance all the abilities was a nightmare. Trying to figure out what we could use and what we couldn't, and what was fair and what wasn't fair, and how to work with goatinks, and what about characters that could heal, and all that was a nightmare for about a season. There's one more, isn't there? Where are you? Where is he? I know there's one more. Huh. Okay. Ah, there you are. Woohoo! Nice. Alright, now let's, oh, right, I forgot my mouse. Alright, okay, this one is from Raceland. He says, I now own the Dallas Holocaust Museum, courtesy of Ray Company, ? Excellent. Now I have a place to put the bodies. Clayton Hillard, what made you decide to enlist in the Army, and what was the basic training boot camp like? Oh my. What made me decide to enlist in the Army? College. I wanted to go to college. I didn't have money for college, and National Guard seemed like a good way to do it. Now, keep in mind that at the period of time, we weren't at war when I enlisted, and my National Guard unit hadn't gone anywhere in literally 40 years. So, it seemed like a pretty safe bet. Oh gosh. You just, you know, do your 2 weeks a year and 1 week in a month, and you get college almost paid for. Bam! Of course, then I joined up, and 2 months after I joined up, right before I went to basic training, September 11th happened, and my whole world changed. It's good times. Good times. What was basic training like? It sucked balls. I don't care who you are, basic training is not fun. there might be 1 or 2 people on this planet that really, really enjoyed basic, but even the people who say they enjoyed basic, they didn't enjoy basic. The whole point of basic is to not be fun. You're not supposed to enjoy basic training. Now, that doesn't mean there weren't aspects of basic training that weren't fun, but overall, it was not fun. It was a horrible experience. Imagine, if you will, an average day. I'm going to give you an average day, not even the worst days in basic training, but an average day in basic training. You get woken up at 5:30 a.m. by, usually rather rudely, by a drill sergeant. Until you get used to the fact that drill sergeants are going to rudely wake you up and you get up before they get there, which means you get even less sleep, but at least you don't get the rude awakening. You wake up around 5:30, make your bed, unless you're like me, who didn't have a bunkmate and just slept on the top bed so that my actual bed was never messed up. Ooh, yeah. But you make your bed. Oh, hello. And get ready for PT. You put on your PT gear, which is, you know, sweats and stuff. Whoops. Why didn't I, Why am I not breathing? The weirdness of this is amazing. Oh, I got him. Where did I get him? Where did I get him? Oh! Not enjoying that, are you? So, you wake up around 5:30, make your bed, put on your PT uniform, go out for PT around 6 in the morning. And by this point in time, you have to be shaved. Seriously? What the heck? Anyway, by this point in time, you have to be shaved. In your PT uniform and out on the field, the practice field. And PT would differ, but it was never fun. At least not for me. Sometimes it would be really long runs. Sometimes it would just be a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups and all that. But I never enjoyed PT. Until the very end. Towards the end of basic training, PT got a lot easier for me. It was weird. When it came to running, especially running for me, it was not a gradual improvement. It was running was horrible, and then one day running was fine. I can't point out exactly when, but I just remember one day thinking, you know, I am not that tired. This is good. And actually, I became a really, really good runner. I eventually got to where I could run the 2 mile in about 12 minutes and 30 seconds, which is really good for me. Anyway, so you do PT for an hour, and then you go have breakfast and get into your BDUs, and then around 8 or 8:30, the training for the day starts. Oh, nice. The training for the day starts, and the training could be anything. Could be literally anything. Sometimes it's in the, sometimes it's just classroom stuff. Sometimes you go out into the field. It really could be a collection of all sorts of things. And then you train all day from about 8:30 in the morning till about 5 or 6 at night. You get lunch at some point. And of course, throughout the day, you get smoked several times because you screwed something up, because everyone always screws stuff up because it's basic training. Which means you have to do really bad exercises and stuff that just sucks. And then you get to eat dinner, maybe. And then you do more classroom stuff till about 8-ish at night. Then maybe, if you're lucky, you get an hour to polish your boots, write letters, etc., and then lights out at 9. But you have fire duty, or fire watch, and CQ, which is stuff that you have to get up for in the middle of the night and patrol your barracks for an hour, and, you know, heaven forbid you be caught sleeping. And then Whoops. And then you get to get up in the next morning and do it all over again. And that was the average day. That wasn't the days where, oh gosh. That wasn't the days where you didn't get much sleep. Or where your whole unit messed up, so, you know, every hour on the hour, drill sergeants would wake you up and make you do push-ups. I kid you not. Basic training was not fun. My worst day in basic training, besides the broken feet, let's just count that out, was... Oh, 2 guys in my barracks got into a fight, and our drill sergeant was really mad at us because they thought we should be working as a team and they felt we weren't. So here's how that day went for us. We did PT as normal. Oh, poop. We did PT as normal. Then after PT was over, we got smoked, which means, and smoking means exercises that don't really help you. They just tire you out. We got smoked from about 7 to 9. Then we got breakfast. Then we went out to the practice field and we did more exercises from about 10 to lunchtime, and then we had lunch, and then after lunch we went back out to the practice field and did it some more. I kid you not when I tell you we were smoked for about 10 hours that day. It was so bad that after they finished us, they had us walk in a circle for an hour just to cool down. So that was probably my worst day in basic. Take that, punk. Oh, in the heart! Shot through the heart. Alright, what else we got here? Okay, so, also, what level rank were you when you got out? I was a specialist, which is an E4. You have an E1 private, an E2 private, an E3 private first class, an E4 specialist, which basically means you're just a specialist in your field, and then an E5, which is the first NCR rank of sergeant. I never got the rank of sergeant because they didn't really have any positions available. I would have been a sergeant if they had a slot for me, but they never had a slot for me, so I never became a sergeant. Like, sergeant ranks used to be back in the day. I think now everyone just gets promoted to sergeant when you're there long enough, but used to be you only become a sergeant if they need a sergeant, because an NCO actually leads men. So now I led men. I led a fire team, which is about 5 people, give or take. But I was never a sergeant because they didn't need an actual sergeant position. No, 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 get to the wall. Get to the wall. Okay. Okay. There's a cover. Huh. Okay. Weird. Where are they? Let's just go this way. Alright, so, hang on. Penguins for Freedom. If you were one of your LP characters, which one would you rather be? Alternately, which one most suits you? Well, they all pretty much suit me, don't they? I mean, I made them to kind of fit my characteristics and playstyle. I don't know who I would want to be. Probably not any of them, because most of them end up being in life or death situations on a daily basis, and I don't like that idea. Crap. Get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Did I get him? I don't think I got him. Nope. What? Wow. Hang on, guys. I will answer questions momentarily, as soon as I am not about to die. Need to get some better cover. Oh, got you. Alright, so, Penguin, okay, so yeah, which one more suits you? Haha. Lost Stormtrooper asks, do you have any advice for upcoming Let's Players, especially ones who play long games, KOTOR, Mass Effect? Not at the moment, but here's what I can do, is refer you to, Please Select Your Podcast. Oh my god. Please Select Your Podcast was a podcast series that Inferno, Kriana, Piff, and I did that was just for people like you. The whole series was designed to giving new Let's Players advice on what to do, what not to do, what's good, what's bad. And there's several of them. I think there's 5 or 6 podcasts that cover a large variety of topics. So whenever people ask for advice on LPing, I refer them to that because that will do them a lot of good. So it's on Kriana's old channel. Just go to Kriana's channel, search for Please Select Your Podcast, or heck, just go to YouTube and search for Please Select Your Podcast. No scope! And you'll find it. Can I actually go? Can I just run for it? I want out of here. This level's taking so long. Did it! I'm a winner! After like 80 reloads, I'm a winner. Okay, the Asian Lamb asks, do you have a plan for when the coming zombie apocalypse arrives? Yes, I do have a plan. I'm going to store up food and lock my doors and wait for all the zombies to die out, because I'm sorry, but if something is living, it needs energy, and sooner or later, it won't get that energy and it will die out. So the zombie apocalypse will last, maybe 6 months. I'm sorry, my immersion can only go so far. There's no such thing as a zombie who craves human flesh because it needs it, but will survive forever if it doesn't get it. That just doesn't... No. So, yeah. I'm sorry, zombies are the most ridiculous of the classic monsters. They really, really are. At least the undying zombies. They crave human flesh. Why do they crave it? Because they need to eat it. Well, what happens if they don't eat it? They'll survive forever. Then why do they crave human flesh? Because they need to eat it. Why? What happens if they don't get it? No. So, yeah, I would just wait for them to all starve out. Dark Phoenix Ninja 92. What is the weirdest thing that you have ever had happen to you since you graduated high school, and why was it weird?
No, I was improvising. Nothing in our intel had indicated that
no one cares. What's the weirdest thing that happened to me? Oh, I guess it would be this. When I was in the military, when I was in Germany, I had a wisdom tooth that needed to get pulled, and it actually caused a severe infection in my mouth, which is not good, obviously. And they had to remove it, but being in Germany in the field, all they had was the military dentist, and all he had was the tent that we had set up in the field. So instead of getting my wisdom tooth removed in a nice dentist office setting kind of thing, I got it removed in a cold ass tent because it was like -20 below. In a cold ass tent with a dentist who was teaching another dentist how to pull out teeth. It was a very weird experience. They didn't put me out, they just kind of numbed me, and I got a play-by-play of everything he was doing because he was showing his apprentice, I guess you would say, how to do everything. And so he'd do things like, he'd like, that's the mandible, and I'm like, oh no, don't tap my mandible. That's not, no, it's not good. And he was also wearing like a magnifying type glass, kind of like a jeweler's glass, to magnify things, and it acted like a mirror, and whenever I looked into it, I could see what he was looking at, so I could see into my jaw as he cut it open and stuff. And it was a very weird experience. I would say it was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever gone through. It was very good times. Oh, I almost got him. Gotta work on the windage. No. I get higher. No. No, close. Come here. I'm gonna get you. So windage puts him right about there. So close. Yeah! Oh! Woo! Alright, Alright, and also, what exactly... This is also from Dark Phoenix Ninja. Also, what exactly do you have against playing evil characters in games that makes you so unwilling to play them? I empathize too much with my characters. In other words, when I play Squeeper, I see myself as Squeeper. And because of this... I have a really difficult time playing evil characters. Because when my evil character does actions, I feel like I'm doing those actions. And it really does make me feel like a dick. And I don't like that feeling. Most people can separate the two. I mean, it's not like I can't separate the two, but most people... and we're only talking about when I try to actually roleplay characters. Because, you know, when I'm just playing Grand Theft Auto or something, I don't care. I'm not really invested in the character, so it's just fun. But when you're talking about things like Mass Effect or SWTOR or Skyrim, I get invested in my character. I put myself in their shoes. I care about them. Oh my gosh, alright, so... Alright, hang on, let's see where this is hitting. So it is going about half a... Okay. So here's what I need to do. I need to aim about here. Wait for the wind. Nope. Got him. Why didn't I get a kill cam for that? Oh, come on. That was sweet. So yeah, I have trouble playing evil characters because I put too much of myself into the character. That whenever, if I played a renegade in Mass Effect or an evil Sith in SWTOR and I do evil things, I would feel like a part of me is actually doing that, and I feel really bad about it. And that's why I don't do evil characters. Because I don't enjoy it. It would not be a fun experience for me. It just wouldn't. I know everyone asks me to, and I don't think you're ever going to see me do it. You might see me do like an ends justify the means kind of guy, but I can't. I put too much of myself into roleplay characters to enjoy playing an a-hole. Alright, next. Arget Lemf Okay. Arget la me pape. Okay. Will we see any more of the thoughts behind the wheels? I love those. I don't know, actually. I enjoyed making them. They were easy and fun. They were difficult on one hand because I don't think I ever quite got used to the idea that I could sit there and just rant and rave or share my thoughts or opinions on something and people would actually care. I don't... It's strange thought for me that people could do that. But, I mean, people seem to really enjoy the thoughts behind the wheel, so... Here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem... You notice I'm trying to do this without my assisted stuff. The biggest problem with thoughts behind the wheel is that I need to be behind the wheel, but now that I work at home, yeah, I don't drive as much as I used to. The flip? What? I don't drive as much as I used to, so there's not as many opportunities for me to, oh, what? I gotta restart from the beginning? Boo! There's not as many opportunities for me to, do a Thoughts Behind the Wheel. I'll think about it, though. Alright, hang on a second. Obsidian Moon 13. Has quite a few questions for me. Alright, what are, oh no, I'm sorry, no. Obsidian Moon 13 has one. What are some of the things that led to your love of history? Again, I think we already answered that. It was no one thing. I just always loved history, and I'm not quite positive as to why that is. Come on. I want to get him so bad. Hang on, guys. Wait for the wind to go. Oh, yeah! Where's it gonna hit him? Oh, alright. The Tesla Effect 11 asks, did you give Perrin the same name as the one in your favorite book? Well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite book, but yes, I gave him the name from the Perrin from Wheel of Time. And I love Perrin. And I tried to model him after Perrin, actually. More or less. What do you think about Game of Thrones story in its current time? Well, considering that I haven't read past book 2 or seen season 3, I like it. So yeah, I basically don't know anything past season 2/book 2, but I enjoy it. I do have to say that the one problem with Game of Thrones for me is that me as a personal preference, sometimes I enjoy cheering a hero and hating a villain, and that is really hard to do in Game of Thrones. But I still like it. Booyah. Let's see. Do you think the next Mass Effect game will be any good, and what do you think it'll be like? I have no idea. I can't answer that question. Don't have any information on it whatsoever, and I don't want to make any sort of judgments, period, until I do have some kind of information at least. Hello? Who's shooting at me? Oh, hello. Oh, come on. So close. Where do you live in the U.S. city and all that? I live in Dallas, Texas. Actually, I live in Irving, Texas, but no one knows what Irving is, so... Oh, I'm gonna get you! Oh, in the thigh bone. I live in Irving, Texas, but no one knows where Irving is, so just call it Dallas, Texas. What else? What's the thing about Dragon Ball Z thing? Why do you like it so much? Duh. Bulma. What are your thoughts on anime and the state of them now? What? I like them? I'm not quite sure what you mean by the question. I enjoy anime as it is now. What are your thoughts on gaming as of now? What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. What are my thoughts on gaming as of now? I enjoy gaming. As of now, I guess. What? Question, donuts or biscuits? I'd say donuts. Unless it's a flaky biscuit. I like flaky biscuits. Also, one more. Perrin and Eleanor, PvP at some point. We want to see that. Haven't we done PvP at some point? I don't know. You might see it. Maybe. Vosoros asks, have you ever considered walking around town with a t-shirt that says, I like to let loose my mongoose? I've thought about it, but I'm too busy walking around with a t-shirt that says my mongoose is bigger than yours, so... One day, though. One day. Should get to cover, should get to cover, should get to cover. What? What? I was in cover! No! He hit my arm. I gotta restart all over. Boo! Alright. Lord Kirstead asks, did you ever play D&D? And if so, what's your favorite character you played and why? Yes, I've played D&D. In fact, I've played D&D on YouTube before with like Variax and Piff and the like. I love D&D. I love the freedom it gives you. I'm just gonna go use this stuff for now. What kind of character was my favorite? Well, I enjoy playing thieves in D&D more than anything. I know people are gonna be like, a thief again? Yes, but in D&D, I enjoy it even more than video games because you have so many more options in Dungeons and Dragons than you do in video games. Because you can do so much more with a thief. My favorite thief character was actually just recently playing Variax's Eosa campaign, where I made a thief halfling that was supposed to be a doctor and not very combative, but turned out to be mother flippin' Yoda. That dude was badass. He was taking on whole groups of enemies. So it was fun. Half's Blood Prince 100 has a question. What's my life story? Well, abandoned by my parents at an early age in the Pacific Ocean, I was raised by a tribe of sea turtles who taught me pretty much everything I know, until that tribe of sea turtles was actually brutally attacked and massacred by a rival tribe of Portuguese men of war. I was the only survivor that I know of. I washed up on the shores of Canada, where I was taken in by Canadian Mounties and trained in the ways of the wild. After which I translocated to Texas to fight justice and make YouTube videos. Oh gosh. Oh, I got him. So that's my life story. In the butt! Oh, something bit me. Alright, the XP Gamers asks, what got you into YouTube? We already covered that. And what is your dream job? This right here. Seriously, I cannot think of a better job than this. And this is a pretty badass job. Honestly, I mean, teaching was kind of it was always kind of a goal of mine, but if it came between teaching and this, good lord. I will do this, thank you very much. Wow! Raven Star Killer 47 has a few questions. One, what is Logan's life story? In the year 1387, Logan was born to a Dutch princess, Kitty, and was trained in the arts of the Jedi. After being expelled from the Jedi Order for falling to the dark side, Logan spent about 2 decades running around killing any dogs he could find that were abusing other little kittens. However, he ran into Fido, the Sage Mutt, who brought him back to the light side and trained him in the arts of the ninja. After which, Logan became a pirate hunter during the golden age of pirates and used his ninja/Jedi skills to defeat the likes of Blackbeard and Benjamin Honeygold. After he took down some of the most famous pirates ever, he retired to a life of zen and meditation in Malibu. At which point he decided that he wanted to live a normal life and was adopted by I. And that is the life story of Logan. However, there are rumors that at night Logan still goes out and fights crime. Usually my crime, which is very annoying. Got you. What's my favorite video game soundtrack? This is gonna sound weird. Assassin's Creed 3 has an excellent soundtrack. Actually, all the Assassin's games have a really good soundtrack. What's your, weren't you a teacher at some point? No, I was a substitute teacher and absolutely hated it because, man, substitute teaching is a hard job. No one gives you any respect. No one takes you seriously. It's just not fun. So, if so, what made you want to become one? Yeah, I thought that teaching was my best option because I was a history major, and what else are you going to do other than teach, realistically? And I wouldn't have been so, upset at being a teacher. It's just, luckily, life went in a different direction for me so far. What is the meaning of life? Whatever you make it out to be. Alright, more questions. I think we're getting towards the end here. Actually, yes, we are. 3D Mondantes asked, have you ever read The Count of Monte Cristo? If so, did you like it, and how would you have dealt with things differently? I might have read it a very long time ago, but I remember almost nothing about it, other than there was a character that was obsessed with revenge. Someone had done something horrible to him and locked him in a prison for years and years, and when he got out, he was completely obsessed with vengeance, and it kind of destroyed him. What would I have done differently? Worn better pants. I don't know. Let's see. Next question. Are you a Whovian? Yes, I am a Whovian. Which is a fan of Doctor Who. If so, who was your first Doctor? Tom Baker was my first and still one of my favorite Doctors. I watched it growing up as a kid. What's the scariest creature in Doctor Who? The Silence. To me, the Silence are pretty darn scary. The idea that the second you stop looking at them, you forget they were ever there. That is a pretty scary concept, let's be honest. What am I supposed to do? How do I get there? Go this way, I guess. And if you could have a TARDIS with a working chameleon circuit, what would you disguise it as? Duh! A Star Destroyer? Who wouldn't? Alright, question number 3. What ninjutsu in the Naruto universe would you want to put to your own spin on, and how would you change it? I'd like to use shadow clones. It would make my life so much simpler. Really, really would. And I don't have to put a spin on it. You just give me shadow clones. That's fine. Shadow clones are fine. Alright, Legend of Apocalypse asks, do you play games? Did you play games when growing up? And if yeah, how did it affect you? Yes, I did play games growing up. And how did it affect me? It made me love video games. And thus, I sit here now playing them. I don't know how else to answer that question. Yes, I did play video games as a child. Yes, they did affect me greatly. Techno Mikhail asks, what is the hardest, most challenging, or otherwise just plain difficult game that you have ever completed, but finished to the end credits? Well, there's lots of hard games I've never completed, because I tend to be one of those people, if a game gets too frustrating, I just give up rather than suffer through it. But I would say Metal Gear 1 and 2. Not Metal Gear Solid, but Metal Gear 1 and 2. Those are probably the hardest games that I have actually completed. Oh man, and I never want to play those again. Lonely Vixen 1 asks, if you could travel to any 2 places, fictional, country, specific location, where would you go and would you stay there? If I could travel to anywhere, it would definitely be the future. You know what? I think I would want to travel to the Star Trek universe. Why? Flippin' holodecks? Dude, you just go to the Star Trek universe, and then from there, you can go to any universe you want. You just make a holodeck program for it. And then, boom! Solid gold! Not to mention replicators, which means there's no longer any poor or poverty or anything like that, because you can replicate food from nothing! That's fantastic. So I think that's where I would go. And would I stay there? Yeah. Please. Do you have any idea how advanced Let's Playing has got to be in that era? You don't just sit there and play in front of a computer screen. You record your holodeck sessions. Huh? Hey, I got a gold bar. I didn't even know those were a thing. Anyway, and last but not least, this is the last question, folks. Signor Pinguino asks, you said something about being in the army. What made you make that decision to risk your life? I didn't really make a decision to risk my life. Not really. Yes, I understood this was a possibility when I joined the military. But remember, like I said, when I joined the National Guard, they hadn't gone anywhere in 40 years. They hadn't been deployed anywhere in 40 years because we hadn't had a real war since Vietnam. I mean, there was the Gulf War, but National Guard units didn't really participate too much in that. I guess some probably did, but not mine. So I didn't really think I was risking my life. I thought I was literally just signing up for 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year. And then, because no one saw September 11th coming. No one. I joined the Army at the end of July. I think it was actually July 31st of 2001. So August, September, so 1 month. 1 month and a week after I signed up, September 11th happened and changed so many people's lives forever. So, yeah. What? Really? I mean, seriously?
Mazin Nagant, 1891-31. Beautiful. The Russians sure know how to make a sniper rifle.
Do they? Do they really? Now what am I doing? Well, that's it for the questions, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. This was long, wasn't it? This was like 3 hours, I think, to answer all these questions. But, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the, hello. Alright, let's do it. Come on. One little send-off, shall we? I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A session. If you have any more questions... Oh, hello. New scope. If you have any more... Oh, I got 2 of them in 1 hit! So if you guys enjoyed this, I hope you leave comments and all that stuff. And like I said, any questions you guys have, you're welcome to ask. Or if you want to PM me, if you want to debate, whatever, proof of God's existence, or you know, anything, you're more than welcome to. I'm usually very, very good about answering PMs. I would, however, say better to PM me on my forums, because I don't check my YouTube PMs as often. I will, because of this video, but the YouTube inbox is so hard to get to, I just don't check my PMs as often. Hello. Whoopsie. Oh, hi. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. Booyakasha! This game can make you feel like a badass. So, until then, everyone, take care. See you later. Ta-ta.